Hello everybody, Revan Magus here, welcoming you to another Top 5. Today we're going to be going over the top 5 things I am excited for in Rune Factory 5. Now some of these things may be likely to change as the game gets closer to release, but for right now these are the top 5 things I am excited about for Rune Factory. Number 5 on my list, this is probably something I'm sure everyone's really excited about. That is the fact that Rune Factory is switching over to 3D. The previous incarnations of Rune Factory, especially on the DS and such, used a 2D pixel sprite based setup. And for now, we're actually getting into this like whole 3D aesthetic. A lot of the towns 3D, the characters are 3D. So it definitely adds in a little bit more immersion, and that allows for a lot different camera angles, which I'm really excited for, to see a lot of these characters play out in a 3D environment and still have that 3D look to them. Hopefully the charm from the 2D games, such as Rune Factory 3 and 4, will cross over into Rune Factory 5, but so far from the trailers, it all looks like it's going to be pretty good. Number 4 on my list. This one plays into the fact that this will be on the Switch. And for me, that is a huge deal. Now, a lot of the Rune Factory games that I have played were on the 3DS DS. So 3 and 4 for the most part. I'm not too sure. I believe there might have been 1 or 2 that were on an actual console. But for 5, it will actually be on the Switch. And that basically means that we will be able to play this on the TV as well as on the go. And for me, that is a huge benefit. One of the things that I always have loved to do is be able to pick up a game console and go play whenever I'm, laying in bed or whatever, going out, car ride, anything like that, with the addition of being able to also attach it to a TV and play in my living room when I feel the need to. So for me, this is a huge benefit that I'm super excited about, and I honestly cannot wait to see how the game stacks up and plays on a TV compared to a handheld. If there will be graphical differences or not, or if it'll be pretty accurate and pretty standard across both. Number 3 on the list. This is one that I'm not too sure about how it will play, but it does look like your farm in general is on the back of, at least from the trailers and everything, on the back of a dragon. And for the most part, this excites me because the dragon's flying around as you're watching, like the farm zoom out. You can kind of see this dragon, you can see it flying around everywhere. And this does make me wonder if there will be more areas to explore, different towns and other places to actually just venture out into. And that's super exciting to me because when it came to 3 and 4, you had the singular town, and while it was okay, I always wanted to see more. I wanted to see more variety. I wanted to see just different aesthetics. And they did the great job of that, having it with the dungeons in the older games. So I'm excited to see if they basically take those ideas and make it basically more fleshed out, so you have a lot more different variety of towns, more people, just, taking it to the maximum extreme basically is what I want to see in this game with like the development on it. Number 2. This one I cannot wait for. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for the combat. The combat in the trailers looks absolutely phenomenal. I'm talking, this is like, so good looking. The multiple camera angles, the special attacks, the just fluidness of the actual combat itself. I'm really pumped to see how well it works out. And the fact, I've mentioned this in a previous trailer thing, that it looks like you can have more than one teammate outside of just having a monster and another companion. So I'm excited to see if we actually get to have multiple people, how they interact, how they're able to use special attacks together, if we're able to use different weapons with them, all kinds of different things. I'm really excited to see that, see how it plays out, see how it like basically functions in the game itself. And Rune Factory has always had a great combat system and stylized. That's what makes it different than games like Harvest Moon, Story of Seasons, Stardew Valley. It's just how much more intricate the combat is. So I'm excited to see if they've upgraded that, added more into it, especially with the monster capture as well. Number 1 on the list, this is just going to be the fact of the characters. So far, the characters have looked a little bit reined in compared to previous incarnations of Rune Factory. We're kind of getting more of a military look to them since you have more of the peacekeeper style. And in a way that excites me because I felt like some of the characters in the older ones were just so odd. Like there was a character that everything was reversed. So if he liked something, he said gross. If he didn't like something, he would say delicious. It was a reversed angle. So I'm excited to see how these characters, if they're more fleshed out and more realistic. I do enjoy some of the funkier, sillier characters. 3 had a bunch of silly characters. 4 kind of reined it in a little tiny bit. It wasn't so in your face. But 5 looks like we're actually going to get a more serious element with it, while still keeping that cute charm. So I'm excited to see what kind of bachelorettes we'll get. And I'm sure for some of the ladies out there, or if you swing the opposite way, whatever you swing, some of the bachelors themselves. So I'm excited to see both angles of that. So this has been my top 5 things that I am excited for in Rune Factory 5. If you guys are also excited about this, or have some other things that excite you even more about Rune Factory 5, leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscribe, let me know. And until next time, this is Revan Magus, and I'll catch you later.